Hey, it's Karri Flatla here for this week's Friday Fire at Remax Real Estate Lethbridge and karriflatla.com. As we enter into month 2 of COVID-19 in Alberta, I have some good news. You know, there is some good things happening out there. We had 4 offers go final this week, and we're working on 2 more. So we've got houses that are moving. Just had an offer come in today on a property, and people are still out buying and still out looking. It's just different than it was before. Is it a normal spring market? I don't think so. For example, I was talking to someone today. House is in the price range $250 to $300 in West Lethbridge. We have more than 6 months inventory over there, and 9-10 houses a month have sold in that price range from what I could tell in the last 3 months. So, but there's 80 houses listed. So, you need to be in the top 10 on value for the money and how the house shows and all of that good stuff if you want to get an offer within 30 days, and the magic is always the first 30 days. So there are properties moving, but you have to be very strategic on how your price strategy looks, how you're promoting the home, how you're presenting the home, how you're negotiating on the home when you get an offer. I mean, you just can't take anything for granted. There is very little margin for error in this pandemic real estate market. But if you need to sell or you need to move, it can be done, and we're proving that it can be done. And of course, we are taking all the necessary and recommended precautions as per public health recommendations. So that being said, if you're thinking of selling your house, now is the time. The weather's good. Let's hope it stays that way, to do some spring cleanup and get your house ready in the spirit of showing 10 out of 10. You need your house to show 10 out of 10 if you want to sell it right now. We have way too much inventory in Lethbridge. So I made a little list of things outside that you can work on when the weather's good in getting your house ready. And these are things that sadly are overlooked often when someone is selling a home. And I'll say it again, it doesn't matter if your house is $200,000 or $800,000. There is no reason not to show it in its best light and to make it look clean, well-maintained, and decluttered. And outside needs to look like that too, especially because it is the first thing that a buyer sees before they even get out of the car when they're viewing homes, is the way the grass looks, the sidewalk, the front door. Has it been taken care of? Are the shingles falling off? Is there garbage laying around? Has the dog been not looked after and there's mess everywhere? All of these things matter a lot. So I made a bit of a list here of things you need to think about when you're getting your house ready on the outside for the market. Make sure the grass looks good and is cut. Will you have perfect grass? No, nobody in Lethbridge has perfect grass unless you have AstroTurf. So just make sure the grass is cut, lots of weeds. Really make it look like the house is run down and that nobody cares. So take care of the grass, pull the weeds, that kind of thing. Trim the shrubs. If everything's really overgrown, we see in mature neighborhoods often, just even the walkway up to the front door, you got branches hitting you in the face. Not the first thing you want a home or a buyer to experience before they even set foot inside the home. Look at your fence. Lethbridge is really windy, and we have a lot of fences, neighborly fences, that go like this. So if your fence is leaning more than a few degrees one way or the other, get that repaired. And if the fence is in bad condition, do your best to repair that. Same goes for your deck. So you walk through the home quite often, especially with open floor plans. People walk straight through to the kitchen, and then they open the patio doors and go right out onto the deck because they want to know what they're looking at when they go outside to enjoy a barbecue or spend time in their yard. And if they step on the deck and the paint's peeling and the deck's falling apart and it looks like it hasn't been maintained, it doesn't give buyers a warm, fuzzy feeling. The other thing is decluttering your yard. So we always talk obsessively about decluttering your house. You need to declutter your yard because yards can sell a house. A beautiful backyard can sell a house. There are some buyers, quite a large proportion of buyers, that the backyard actually is a deal breaker when they're down to 2 or 3 houses. They want a nice yard. It's really important to a lot of different profiles of buyers. So if you got lots of stuff in your yard, people don't want to see that. And it does make the yard look smaller, and it's a distraction, right? So clean up the yard. If your dog has been making a mess back there, clean that up too, because the realtor and the buyers are going to walk around your yard. Again, not the impression that you want to leave. Just a note about pets, because I've seen this mistake made way too many times in my real estate career. Take your pets out of the house, unless it's a goldfish. Take them out of the house for all showings. Even if you have a friendly dog, if that dog is barking in its kennel the whole time the buyer is walking around the house, that's distracting. Even cats, and I'm a cat person, and this is what happens with cats. The buyers either walk into the house or walk out of the house, and the cat goes running out onto the street. And now everybody's stressed out because they're worried about losing your cat. So if you can take the cats with you during showings, so much better. You have to remember, you love your pets, but the home buyer, it's not their pets, and you can't expect them to love your pets the way you do. Some people are terrified of cats or dogs, or they're allergic. So those are things you really have to consider. The one other thing that can have a really positive impact is the front door. So make sure that the front door is clean and freshly painted. If the paint is peeling off and it looks weather worn, just think they're actually walking through the front door. That is the first physical part of the home that they're going to experience. If it's creaky and squeaky, put some WD-40 on the hinges. Same with the back door, same with interior doors. Those little things do matter. All of these things you're doing are to increase the positive feelings as people move through the property. Buying a home is an emotional purchase. So it's always emotions first. They fall in love or not in the first minute or two that they experience the property, and then they will go back through the home if they're in love and logically justify making an offer based on the condition of the home and the value. So that's my spring cleaning checklist. Homes are still moving, but you need to be the best value on the market to get an offer right now. So it doesn't just come down to price, it comes down to how you're taking care of, maintaining, presenting, and promoting the home to a potential buyer. If you have any questions at all, you can find me at 382-7335, or you can go to karriflatla.com and just click on the contact page. Love to hear from you. The weather's great. Have a good weekend and start on your spring cleaning. Take care, and we'll talk to you for next Friday Fire. Bye-bye.